Everyone thought the 2026 World Cup would be the greatest tournament in football history. Bigger stadiums, bigger audiences, and 3 host nations working together. But right now, a silent crisis is spreading behind the scenes, and most fans don't even realize it yet. Germany is openly discussing withdrawal, something that hasn't happened in 46 years. 4 already qualified nations are facing travel restrictions. Over 135,000 Dutch citizens have signed a boycott petition. And FIFA has just handed a peace prize to Donald Trump at the exact moment diplomatic tensions are escalating. 78 matches will be played in the United States. There is no middle ground. Teams either participate fully or withdraw completely. So what's really happening here? And is World Cup 2026 already paying a price before the first ball is kicked? On January 23, 2026, an extraordinary statement shook global football. The vice president of the German Football Association publicly called for a serious discussion about boycotting the World Cup in the United States. This wasn't an offhand comment or a political stunt. It came from OK Oklich, a senior football official and the president of FC St. Pauli, one of Europe's most influential clubs. Speaking to the German press, his message was blunt. Germany must seriously consider whether participating in this World Cup aligns with its principles. Then he drew a comparison that stunned many observers. The 1980 Moscow Olympics, when the United States led a global boycott after the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. 46 years later, Germany is now contemplating a similar stance. But this time, the country under scrutiny is the United States itself. That alone shows how serious the situation has become. The reason lies largely in Washington. In the opening weeks of Donald Trump's second term, European allies were rattled by a series of aggressive moves. Threats to annex Greenland, an autonomous Danish territory. Tariff announcements aimed at several European countries. And immigration, policies so strict that millions of fans could be blocked from entering the United States. 4 countries already qualified for the World Cup are directly affected. Iran and Haiti face complete bans on tourist visas. Senegal and Ivory Coast face heavy restrictions that make travel uncertain and extremely difficult. For Germany, this isn't just political disagreement. At the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, German players protested discrimination symbolically. Now, with the host nation itself creating barriers for global fans, symbolic gestures may no longer feel sufficient. Still, Germany stands largely alone. Most European nations are watching carefully but refusing to commit. France was the first to publicly reject the idea of a boycott. The French sports minister emphasized separating sports from politics, while quietly leaving room to reassess if tensions continue to rise. Denmark, despite being directly targeted by Trump's Greenland rhetoric, has chosen deliberate ambiguity. Its football association acknowledged the sensitivity of the situation, but stopped short of any concrete action. Part of that hesitation is practical. Denmark is still fighting to qualify. Announcing a boycott without even knowing if they will reach the tournament would be meaningless. For now, Europe is waiting. But pressure is building beyond football federations. In Germany, a CDU lawmaker publicly stated that a boycott should be considered as a last resort if the situation worsens. In the United Kingdom, 23 members of parliament from 4 different parties signed a petition calling for the United States to be excluded from international sporting competitions. In France, a member of parliament went even further, urging FIFA to host the tournament only in Canada and Mexico, bypassing U.S. stadiums entirely. Public pressure is growing fast. In the Netherlands alone, more than 135,000 people have already signed a boycott petition. On social media, boycott hashtags are spreading rapidly. But beyond politics and petitions lies a harsher reality. Millions of fans may never even get the chance to attend. Iranian and Haitian fans are completely barred from entering the United States. For Haiti, the situation is especially painful. For the first time in more than 50 years, the Haitian national team has qualified for the World Cup. Players and officials may receive exemptions, but ordinary supporters, the people who waited generations for this moment, are locked out. Even countries without full bans are uneasy. Visa processing has been suspended in 75 countries, including 8 that have already qualified. FIFA introduced a program called FIFA Pass, promising faster visa interviews for ticket holders, but faster interviews do not guarantee approval. And this leads to a critical reality that many are avoiding. A boycott sounds powerful in theory, but it is almost impossible in practice. The United States is hosting 78 of the 104 matches, roughly 3/4 of the entire tournament. Canada will host just 13 matches, split between Toronto and Vancouver. Mexico will host 13 more across Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. Every match from the quarterfinals onward will be played on U.S. soil. The final is scheduled for New Jersey on July 19th, 2026. There is no such thing as a partial boycott. Germany cannot simply avoid American stadiums. Even if they tried, their schedule forces them into U.S. cities like Houston and New York. Germany now faces only 2 real options: participate fully or withdraw completely. For a national team already rebuilding after recent disappointments, sacrificing an entire generation of players would be a massive decision. Meanwhile, FIFA has created a credibility crisis of its own. On December 5th, 2025, during the World Cup draw, FIFA President Gianni Infantino presented Donald Trump with the first ever FIFA Peace Prize. The timing could not have been worse. As Trump threatened Greenland, imposed tariffs on Europe, and enforced strict immigration policies, FIFA declared him a symbol of peace. The backlash was immediate. Human rights organizations filed ethics complaints. Advocacy groups condemned the decision. Even internal FIFA sources admitted embarrassment. FIFA insists it remains politically neutral, but when neutrality comes with a peace prize for a deeply controversial leader, credibility quickly erodes. So will World Cup 2026 actually be boycotted? The short answer is no. Not officially. Germany is discussing the idea, not deciding it. France has rejected it. Denmark remains ambiguous. There is no domino effect taking shape. But that doesn't mean everything is fine. The real risk isn't an official boycott. It's a quiet one. Record high ticket prices, massive travel distances, time zone challenges, visa uncertainty, and a tense political climate are all pushing fans to ask a simple question. Is it worth it? Fans don't need to announce a boycott. They can simply choose not to show up. World Cup 2026 will go ahead as planned. No venues will change. No matches will be canceled. But trust, once lost, is hard to rebuild. When politics spill into sport, principles collide with reality. Germany faces a historic dilemma. FIFA faces a crisis of credibility. And the fans, the true soul of the World Cup, will make the final decision with their feet. So what do you think? Will World Cup 2026 become a tournament missing millions of hearts? Or will all of this fade away once the opening whistle blows? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this video helped you understand what's really happening behind the scenes, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next deep dive. Because sometimes the biggest crises don't explode, they spread silently.